Hi, I'm Tom O'Brien, uh, retired business owner, and kind of new to this acting thing. Started in early 19 when I had a desk for sale, and I uh, listed it on Facebook, and the set designer from Dark Waters called and bought the desk. And I had no idea, but it sounded interesting to me. It was kind of intriguing. So I Googled it, and the first thing I saw was a casting call, and called the agency downtown, and ended up doing hair and makeup, and spent the day on set. Was in the church scene in Dark Waters. As we all know, most of the extra gig is sitting around. So as I was sitting in the holding area, picking the brain of the folks around me who were pros, I discovered there are casting sites, and I started chasing casting sites. And here it is, 5 years later, and I've done close to 60 projects, from college films and indies, mostly free work, to half a dozen big screen productions, and some local commercial work. So it's been fun. It's a hobby. It's not a profession. Um, I'm old enough that I'm not looking for a second career. I'm just doing it uh, so my wife doesn't get frustrated with me in the house all day. Uh, it's kind of fun. Get to meet a lot of nice people, and see another part of the world that we don't ordinarily have access to, other than what we see on TV or in the movies. Part of the big screen business is the understanding of two things, and that is, if you don't have a line or two, or if you're not an established personality, you're at $10 an hour. It's kind of interesting. A lot of hours, a lot of sitting. I've been on shoots where my call time was 1 p.m. and we didn't start the scene that I was in until 10:30 at night. So a lot,
Mm.
and all that for $10 or $15 an hour. Uh, the other thing is no matter how the shoot goes, or how you feel your part went, um, it's likely to get left on the cutting room floor when you think of how many hundreds or thousands of hours of tape, or actually not tape, but digital, that they have in shooting a big screen production, and they've got to break it down to what, 2 hours,
Mm.
hour 40, whatever. So um, a lot of scenes get cut, and I've had what I thought were some pretty prominent um, shots, FaceTime shots. I thought I was going to be on the screen, and ends up I'm on the floor. But it's all good. Most recent um, were Bones and All, um, which came out Thanksgiving of 23. I actually had two roles in that film. Had to alter my hair and such, but um, uh, again, I thought I was going to be in that movie, and I'm nowhere to be found. So that
Mm.
ended those scenes ended up getting cut. I did Red Right Hand in Louisville last summer with Orlando Bloom and Andy McDowell. Um, that was a lot of fun. Um, I end up in a scene there in the living room where there's one person between me and Orlando. Um, Now, when that comes out, they could paint me right into the door jamb. So
Mm.
might not be there, but I might. Um, Most recently, I just went to Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago and shot a prison yard scene for um, Mayor of Kingstown, which is
Yeah.
uh, uh, it's a TV series. Um, I appeared in season 2, episode 5. Got a little cameo in there. Again, you can't blink, but I'm in there at about the 10-minute mark in episode 5. Um, I feel like I was pretty prominent in this shoot too. So we'll see. Um, Otherwise, it's going to be 300 guys in blue jumpsuits in the prison yard, and if you can find me, it'll be like Where's Waldo? Fun. It's different. It's it's something to do. Uh, for a career, there's all kinds of classes and study and seminar stuff and ways to improve your skill. Um, I've not done but a couple of those things. I did a self-tape um, class online, and I've done um, couple of other intro kinds of things. But um, I'm not. This is not a career for me, so I'm just taking it as kind of something to do in spare time and have a little fun with it.
Have you had roles like kind of like I gave you with the Murder Men? Like, have you had prominent roles like main character? Because you're the main character in that.
Yeah, I've had some great roles um, in local productions. We're doing a winter filming this weekend, and I'm in a supporting uh, role, which is pretty prominent. Um, yeah, I haven't counted the lines, but I've got as many lines as anybody else. So that'll be a good shoot. Um, I've gotten good roles in some other local productions, some college films, and I basically apply um, as ready to audition for anything that's within reason from a mileage standpoint. Your shoot, Grant, was um, in the mid range in terms of miles. You're a couple hours away from me, and I don't know, we've done 5 or 6 different days
Yeah,
um, on that on Murder Man. Um, I've gone as far as Bowling Green, Kentucky, which is almost to Tennessee. That's 3.5 hours or so. Um, and I've done these couple of things in Pittsburgh for uh, mayor of Kingstown, but that's the longest I've gone. There are folks that I know locally that go wherever they need to go. They'll go to Atlanta. They'll go to uh, uh, there are people that will fly. Um, I'm just Tom, which also helps you audition well and helps you, um, as long as you have your lines down, help you deliver well. If you're just delivering out of your own personality and kind of playing the emotions the way they come to me as an individual or to you as an individual, works out well.
and what would you say to someone just getting into acting or doing what you do?
Um, I was fortunate enough to interview well and to be able to get uh, placed with Heyman Talent Agency within probably 6 months of me starting. Um, but the advice that I would give is the same advice that I was given, and that is chase the casting calls, look on Facebook um, uh, for Ohio actors and extras, or all this. There's a couple of dozen sites that will apply to each individual in their own geographical area, and and uh, just start chasing casting calls. I think the toughest thing is at least for me is the audition process. Because you have to prepare, and if you don't spend time to prepare, then you're delivering lines like they're memorized, or you're stumbling through, or you can't put the emotion in, or deliver what the character is supposed to represent.
Yeah,
Don't have a really firm grip on the script and on your lines. So that's that's the part from a dedication standpoint and a preparation standpoint where it's important to spend the time to get really comfortable with your lines, not only for audition but obviously for the shoot.
yeah. Hey, thanks for spending some time and yeah, doing the interview.
Happy to do it, Grant. I appreciate our relationship, and
Yeah.
actually, we've been working on Murder Man for a long time, and that was one of my first um, prominent roles.
Yeah.
I mean, I had been probably a year and a half or so in the business, and had a couple of good speaking parts, good roles. But I think yours was probably um, the project where I was featured more so than any other